It's the Tim Constantine Show.
This past year, earlier in the year, a great book came out called The Amateur. It's been the #1 selling book of the year 2012. It is all about Bill Clinton trying to convince Hillary Clinton last year to challenge Barack Obama, saying, you know what, he's an amateur. He's not that good at this game called politics. And yet, Democratic convention, they wanted to show off their best and brightest in the party, so who did they put out there? Bill Clinton. Obama wasn't thrilled about the idea at first, but it turned out to be political genius, great political theater. Bill Clinton was by far the best speaker at the Democratic convention. And so, once again, are they singing Kumbaya? If they were, it didn't last long. Joining me right now on the phone is the author of The Amateur and the author of a great column in the Daily Caller today, Ed Klein. Hi, Ed. How are you?
Great. Thank you so much for having me on your show.
Now, what a great column today, because you said, it's not all peace and love in paradise right now. It seems the Clintons and the Obamas are feuding a little again behind the scenes. Tell me what's going on.
Well, there are several things going on. The first one is that Bill heard during the debate prep for the first debate that Barack Obama was disjointed, disengaged, not really taking it seriously, and he was very worried. So thinking that they had buried the hatchet after the Democratic convention, he had an aide call and offer to help Barack Obama prepare. He had some ideas how to get the best of Mitt Romney.
And in fairness, whether you like Bill Clinton or don't like him, he's really good at this game called politics. If he's going to offer me advice, I'm going to listen. If I'm Barack Obama.
If Barack Obama is the amateur, Bill Clinton is the master. He's the pro. Yet Barack Obama's White House never returned that call. Bill Clinton fumed for days and days because he felt it was so discourteous that the former president didn't even didn't receive the courtesy of a return phone call. But that was nothing compared to when Benghazi hit and that mess. And it became clear to Bill that the White House was pretending that it knew nothing about what was going on in Benghazi before the attack, during the attack, and right after the attack, at least for a week, and that it was, according to the White House, all up to the State Department. And guess who that is? That's
Hillary Clinton, yeah.
Hillary Clinton.
Joe Biden, last week on Thursday night on the debate, are saying, no, it was the State Department messed this thing up. They are throwing Hillary under the bus.
They are, and Bill is furious about this. He's put together a legal team to help her in case she's subpoenaed by the House committee, and her memorandum are subpoenaed. He's also putting together a political team, reassembling the old Clinton war room. It's his belief that he and Hillary cannot just stand by and allow this because it will ruin her chances for running for president in 2016.
Now, there's only 22 days left until Election Day, and it seems the two are at odds, much like they were 4 years ago, but it seems like they're at odds here. I mean, if Hillary just stands by and let them blame her, it could affect her chances 4 years from now, and yet if she gets too, aggressive at this point, it could damage Obama. Could they have a mutually assured destruction going on here?
I think so, and I think what you'll likely see happen is that Obama's going to stick to this fairy tale that the White House didn't know anything, that it was handled at a low level in the State Department, which means that the buck stopped at Hillary, not at him. And I think we're going to see a real blow-up. This is likely. I'm not predicting it's definitely going to happen, but it's very likely a real blow-up inside the Democratic Party during the last 2 or 3 weeks of this campaign.
Let me add, one of the things I have predicted is that, within the last 10 days of the campaign, sometimes after October 24th, we'll have a bombing raid in Libya, and we will claim to have got those awful people in Benghazi, and we will show how strong we are by dropping a few bombs. Will that solve this problem at all, or will that emphasize it?
Terrific question, because I think you're right. I think the drones are standing by, ready to take out, quote, the culprits, unquote, who did the Benghazi thing. But that's not going to wipe away the fact that this administration has lied through its teeth, because, as I've also reported today, all the State Department traffic from all around the world, especially high-priority traffic, is monitored inside the White House by the National Security Council. And the National Security Advisor, Tom Donilon, has responsibility to bring this to the president's attention. I'm sure he did. There's absolutely no reason why he wouldn't have told the president not only about the attack, but about the State Department cables that preceded the attack, asking for more security, and who was responsible for the attack. So it is impossible that the president and the vice president, who gets the same briefing from the National Security Council, didn't know the truth, and they've been trying to hide that ever since.
Well, unless, of course, the president skipped that security briefing and went to a fundraiser or a golf game or basketball outing or something that day.
Yeah, he could say in the debate, gee, I don't know. I was with Jay-Z and Beyonce that night, so I'm not sure I could remember.
The biggest kick I got last Thursday was during the initial part of the debate. Then Joe Biden talked about how intelligence and State Department had fallen down on the job. And that's not his words exactly, but he was blaming them clearly for not having all the information they needed on this. And then later in the debate, when they were talking about Iran and their potential nuclear capability, he scoffed at the notion that we should assist Israel and said, no, we'll know through intelligence and the State Department when this is a real threat. And I thought, wait a minute, it wasn't 20 minutes ago that he said, we can't count on that information. And now he's counting on it lock, stock, and barrel.
You are among a handful of people who have caught that contradiction, and you're absolutely right. If I were Bibi Netanyahu and the Israelis, I certainly wouldn't want to count on Barack Obama as my absolute backup in case Iran got a nuclear weapon.
It's the Tim Constantine Show.